So, how did what were your earliest memories of anything to do with India?
My earliest memory of anything is Zita and Gita, the film.
Wow.
Loved it.
Yeah. So,
They
what do
were
you?
showing it on the TV in
Okay.
Russia, in
Okay.
Moscow, everywhere in Russia, and very popular. Everyone was in love with Indian films.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think most of us have spoken about Raj Kapoor used to be a big hit there. But are there any new actors that you like or new movies that you follow?
I'm not very much these days TV, Netflix, all these things is kind of. I'm a little bit behind. So
Yes.
I'm in many ways behind.
Yeah. So how is the music is your profession? Full time
Yes,
profession.
yes. I'm
So
clarinetist. I'm a sectional leader in an orchestra called Orchestre de la Suisse Romande. It's a Swiss orchestra,
okay,
Geneva based in Switzerland, internationally renowned orchestra.
wonderful.
I'm sure you have heard of it, and that is my main activity. And I also organize a festival um, in France on the border with Geneva called Soloist Academy, where we invite musicians, professional musicians, students, all sorts of artists, and we mix, we play, we have fun, we experiment.
So how now today you were playing to an Indian aerial artist. So and a person is chanting a shloka. How does it feel when different musical genres come together? Is it difficult to adapt?
I don't think like that. I I try to vibrate with, and I get inspiration. That's why I'm here, actually. And I already got the fruits of it. Every time I hear Indian music, I go to heaven. I feel like I'm flying.
Hmm. What is it about the quality of the music? See, the clarinet is equally, see, Indian music, we say, is basically based on the voice, human voice, whether it's especially the instrumental music and the flute and all that, is always based on voice. So it has to imitate the human voice.
Beautiful.
So, how do you relate to that?
The same in Western music. Western music is opera. So if you want to be stylish, let's say, stylish in a way, not like stylish, but stylish meaning in style, you also imitate a human voice tradition, opera tradition. You try to sing through the lines. You copy. You breathe. Especially it's important for the fiddle players. Breathe. You phrase. You imitate technical difficulties in the voice lips. And I think it's human voice has always been a reference for every
All
instrumental,
culture.
just no matter what epoch or what culture you take.
So, what do you think the human voice can do that the clarinet or any other instrument, can't really touch? Is there any element in the human voice that we can't fully imitate or capture?
Human voice is the most perfect instrument. Of course, human voice has, first of all, lyrical, textual energy. So it's a very precise message, something what an instrument cannot do. As simple as that, already that. Secondly, human voice, I think, is energy because your body is your instrument. What can be better than that? Of course, clarinet for me is like an extension. It's like my third arm or third leg, or what we can have an image in our head. The more time you spend with it, it becomes part, almost like part of your body too. But still, the image is extension of something. Here, the human body is you. You
It's,
vibrate.
yeah.
I think nothing can come as close
Yeah.
as that. So, in this sense, human voice is, I think, much quicker to respond to your micro movements of your soul than any instrument can do.
How is the training in Western music different from the training? If have you had a chance to observe the training in Indian system, musical
No,
systems?
unfortunately, no. I do not have any idea about. I haven't been here with master classes or anything like this. You're talking about classical music now,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, I haven't had the chance to.
So if you know you were when you play or you observe Indian artists, what is the quality that most is most appealing to you?
Well, today, thanks to Madam Rashmi, I am surrounded by the world-class musicians. It's world-class level.
When you say world class, see this is in India we have a standardized training system. You will find that a boy of 15 will be able to catch what a musician of 25 or 30. It's not necessarily progressively the experience is more varied,
Yeah.
but you can touch that level at a very young age.
You're talking about child prodigies.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
So
happens.
so when you talk about world class or world standard in music, what is the gold standard? What would you say is world standards?
Is that when you are sensitive to each other so that you don't talk.
You're talking.
You just communicate through your instrument. That's for me a world class. So world means any culture. You don't have to explain. You understand through listening.
Yeah. And Indian music is largely, especially South Indian music, is lyrics based. So we call it Sahitya, which is the text. And most of it is devotional, dedicated to a god or a goddess.
Beautiful.
So, but even if you, for the instrumentalist, when they play the text or the Sahitya, we have the same emotion.
Yeah.
So, how is that achieved in non Indian music?
Well, that's also part of the Western tradition. First, it was sang with, as I mentioned, with text, and it was mainly sacred music. So at the time, so Christian service or yeah, as part of the religious tradition, and then the instruments. What would say taking over the tradition, taking certain melodies, certain lines on the in the concert halls or in the streets, and but the phrasing certain um, let's say how do you call it? Um, the I know it in my language. I cannot translate it in English. The, let's say the text behind those lines were meant while you're playing your lines in your instrument. So it was for a while still uh, also a singing tradition in your instrument. It's later in the 19th century it started really becoming something of its own and not related to the church, but and even the 18th century. I'm talking about Baroque tradition. Yeah, it still inherited the singing textual lines also in instrumental music. So um, I really, the further I go, the more I travel, the more I understand that,
It's the same.
yeah, we have our own ways to get from A to B, but we still get from A to B.
Yeah. How lovely.
We're not so different
That's
at
true.
the end.
Actually, in Indian traditions, there is a concept called Advaita, which means we are all one. Essentially, the consciousness is all one. Forms, we take different forms, but it is the same spirit which enables us to connect without knowing each other.
So much to learn from you.